In the headlines, Malema's DC postponed and court hears of large amounts of money Selebi could not answer for. With the news this hour, I'm Ayanda Gunene. ANC Youth League President Julius Malema's disciplinary hearing has been postponed to Saturday. The SABC understands that the postponement from the original date of tomorrow was due to a request from the ANC's disciplinary committee to Malema's defense team. Final arguments will be presented on Saturday. The youth leader has been charged with sowing divisions within the ruling party. Malema says his defense team has presented good arguments.
You have no reason to doubt their loyalty. Those are people who were underground, who were in prison, who were in exile, who have been tortured for this movement, and every time they act in the best interest of the movement. So that's why we brought them to come and explain, so that you don't say, no, they are furthering factional agendas. They have no factional agenda to advance. People like Mama Winnie, they do not belong to any faction. If there is a faction they belong to, is the ANC.
The Walter Sisulu University in the Eastern Cape has been placed under administration due to financial mismanagement. Higher Education Minister Bladin Nzimande told journalists in Parliament that the institution's financial problems has left him with no choice but to take this decision. Nzimande says the action came after an independent assessor's report had identified a lineage of misdemeanors since 2007. Nzimande elaborates.
In terms of reference of the administrator, amongst others, will be firstly to take over the authority of the Council of Walter Sisulu University for an initial period not exceeding 24 months, and secondly to take over the management of the university and to steer the university back to operational and financial viability. This will include the strengthening of structures, systems and policies that will ensure good governance and the restoration of the culture of teaching and learning and the academic integrity of the university itself.
Justice Minister Jeff Radebe has told the Western Cape High Court that the late acting judge Patrick Maqubela was planning to separate from his wife before he was murdered. Radebe is testifying in the murder trial of Thandi Maqubela and her co-accused Vela Mabena. Chris Mabuya reports.
Radebe says he heard for the first time that there was a problem in the marriage of the late judge and the accused Thandi Maqubela. Radebe says he took the allegations of extramarital affairs seriously. He says the late judge was aware of the accusations, which include that he was also a sex addict, but expressed disappointment. Lawyers for Thandi Maqubela want the court to take the evidence on what the deceased said as hearsay. The trial continues.
The Supreme Court of Appeal has heard that former Police Commissioner Jackie Selebi had large amounts of cash he could not explain. This was the contention of prosecutor Girinel as he argued the state's case in the appeal hearing of the former top cop. Selebi was sentenced to a 15-year jail term last year for corruption in the High Court in Johannesburg after accepting payments from convicted drug trafficker Glenn Agliotti. Nel says his arguments will focus on the corroboration aspects of the evidence. This includes the findings of a KPMG report and how Selebi used inside knowledge as police head to influence the case.